Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. There seems to be a simmering tension and division between the government of Kenya and part of the United Nations. This is after the Deputy Secretary General, Madam Amina Mohamed, said that William Samoei Ruto is ruthless and that she does not trust him. In a leaked dossier that contained, among other things, like the war between Russia and Ukraine and the American involvement, Amina was reported as saying that when she met William Samoei Ruto in one of the climate summits or summit to discuss effects of the climate change, she looked at William Ruto and she concluded that William Ruto is ruthless and untrustworthy. But these leaks came at a very wrong time, because Amina Mohamed is coming to Kenya in the next few weeks, and she has been forced to make a U-turn, just trying to do some damage control. It is reported that UN top official distances herself from leaked files ahead of meeting with Ruto. United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohamed on Sunday, April 16th, clarified that reports of her private conversation stating that she did not trust President William Ruto had been distorted by the media. I quote, "The distorted and out of context reporting of the Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohamed's private conversation does not in any way reflect her views and opinions. Throughout her career, she has been an unimpeachable strong voice of Africa and its leadership on the international scale. The Deputy Secretary General has full confidence and respect for the leadership of President William Ruto and looks forward to traveling to Nairobi later this month for a previously scheduled trip. She looks forward to meeting with the President of Kenya and the UN leadership," added the statement. So that is the sharp U-turn that Amina Mohamed is making, because this has been leaked. The question that I want to ask is just simple. What if this was not revealed? Because I understand that the young man who revealed all these secrets has been apprehended in the USA. They are dealing with it. I don't know what their constitution and the law says about all this. But in our country, the question is, if these leaks had not been revealed, what would have happened? Because this was a sealed dossier, and this reflects the position of Amina Mohamed. What she's doing is just PR, public relations, because these revelations were going to injure the diplomatic ties between William Ruto and Amina Mohamed. So she has decided, and let me tell you why this was very serious. These leaks came at a time when Raila Amolo Odinga is accusing William Samoei Ruto of robbing him of his victory. And at the same time, Raila and the Azimio fraternity has written a letter to the ICC, the International Court, accusing William Ruto of using brutal force from the police to kill and maim the Azimio supporters and targeting him because his vehicle was targeted with 7 bullets. Now, if Amina Mohamed was saying that William Ruto is ruthless and cannot be trusted, it was the same thing that Raila Amolo Odinga was saying. Because Raila is saying that William Ruto is ruthless, and that is why he is unleashing police brutality against those who are peacefully demonstrating, as it is constituted in our laws. And so this was going to really dilute any kind of defense that William Ruto would make against the case that Raila has made against him, because both two are saying the same thing. If Amina is saying that William Ruto is ruthless, it's the same thing that Raila is saying. And if Ruto would come and defend himself, Amina has said that he is untrustworthy, and therefore any kind of defense, whether he says that Raila Amolo Odinga did not follow the law, whether he tries to defend himself that He did not use police brutality. He is untrustworthy. And you see, this is a top UN, United Nations official, the second in command, who was saying this. So she has revealed to the whole world. We in Kenya knew this before she revealed it, because there were several promises that we were given during the campaigns. None of them has matured, and instead of apologizing and telling Kenyans what we should do, they keep on shifting goalposts and blaming the previous government. So this was really going to injure their relationship. So Amina Mohamed has decided that she now wants to do public relations, because they are meeting next month. Just a few, I think just a few days or a few weeks to their meeting. And there is a lot of tension before that meeting. And this is why she decided to make a U-turn, so that when they meet, at least the environment will not be so tensed. The revelations also came at a time when Raila Odinga is accusing the international community, USA, Britain, and a host of other European Union countries, of aiding William Ruto to rid him of his victory. In fact, a few months ago, the US ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, had written a letter approving William Ruto's style of leadership and making him look like one of the best presidents in Africa. Because in that letter, Meg Whitman had indicated that William Ruto has got a very good plan for Kenya, an economic plan that will revive this country in the next few years. So it was really going to contradict. There were two contradicting letters. The deputy UN secretary says that she does not trust William Ruto, but the US ambassador to Kenya says that she trusts William Samoei Ruto. So it looks like this was really going to injure the image of Joe Biden and America. And so they piled pressure on this very strong lady to make this U-turn. Because we all know, you cannot come now and tell us that now your relationship with William Ruto is good and you trust him. What has changed? And why did it change just after the leaks of this secret dossier? So this is, I see the hand of Washington here. They are now just trying to force this lady to come and say that she trusts William Samoei Ruto. But you see, the damage has been done, and we know exactly what she feels about William Samoei Ruto. And I know her sentiments reflect sentiments of many other leaders who cannot just come up and speak, because William Ruto is a leader who is now known by very many. So I don't know how things are going to play out. I don't know how they are going to what they are going to do to quell this tension. Of course, she released this statement to try and calm down things, but I know the government will put her to task to explain. So we are waiting to see what will really happen. And I know from the corridors of power, those who are really wondering what they are going to do, they have started this damage control, and it might work or it might not work. But from where we sit, we now know that William Ruto is not trusted. And I know Gutierrez maybe trusts William Samoei Ruto. His deputy does not trust William Samoei Ruto. So the issue of Raila Odinga and William Samoei Ruto has divided the world in part. Do I say half supporting William Ruto, half supporting Raila Odinga? And this is why when Raila continues with the demonstrations, there's nothing that can be done, because I know nations and countries like China and Russia will fully support Raila Odinga. There's a global war that USA has waged, that they want to kick out the East from Africa. But it is not a walk in the park, because Africans are loving the East day by day, because when the East comes to their country, the East does not interfere with the internal affairs. We don't see China or Russia interfering with our elections like the West do. And this is why the East has endeared itself to the African nations, and that's why we continue to align our policies with the East. Already, you know that there is this currency that is coming up, BRICS. Nations are deciding to abandon the sole use of the euro and the dollar, and they are switching to adopt this currency from China. And very soon, this economic war is going to be felt in Washington, D.C. I don't know what you think, but this is my take.